Two arms, two legs, Matt.
Some say three legs. We're back. The insiders are here. Matt, Darren, back again. Bank holiday Monday in England, so we're loving it. Margies is wrapped. I've had a fresh weekend away, getting some waves, getting some sun with the missus, and I'm all good. How are you, Darren?
Two arms, two legs, Matt.
Some say three legs.
Hey, we can, you know, we won't let the others get away with it. If I was able to give Zoom a slagging, even MacBooks and PCs, I say, fuck all those windows that are always popping up when you turn your computer on if you haven't had it on sleep, you know, and you're trying to click something, and just as you're going to something, another screen comes up, and then another one comes up. Yeah, like, fuck, I don't want you there.
No, we need to
You get that?
Yeah, we need to get the guys who invented this thing called Wax Fresh to have a word and reinvent the computer, because Wax Fresh are these things. They're mental. I've got a video. I de-waxed a board today that's had it's had wax on all winter. Like, I've been just going over the top. It would have easily taken me 20 minutes to de-wax that board properly. It took me less than a minute. And this is not paid. This is no paid.
So what is that thing? It looks like, what is it? A paint scraper with like some sort of international renowned chemical agent that just
no chemicals at all. It's literally,
no
if you can imagine a plastic door handle that when you're holding it on the
I can't really, but I'd like to.
Yeah. Think plastic door handle, and then the bottom of it that goes on the board is just a circular kind of sharp edge, but it's not like super sharp. So it doesn't, when you have a wax comb or like a scraper and you push, the wax like builds up. So you have to stop and then clear it, but it doesn't get caught. So you can literally just run it and the wax just runs off of it and it just clears your board rapido. It's so sick. Like,
but does it scratch your board rapido?
Nah.
Sure.
Yeah, like, I've checked mine over. I done it on my prized album Disorder.
And where'd all your wax go? Onto the grass?
Straight, yeah, I done it. Well, yeah, done it straight onto the grass.
You've got to lay out a plastic sheet, like a sheet underneath you, if you want to collect it, if it's coming off that quick.
I basically put it onto my board bag and then shook my board bag into my bin.
I just don't know how I'd manage myself. Like, because, you know, if I'm doing my board for de-waxing the board, I've got it all set up. I've set aside 30 minutes, mate.
Yeah, well, you'd have
put it in the sun, fine, spend an hour swearing in my shed looking for the paint scraper or a wax comb, usually a paint scraper. Come back, take it off, put it in the little Duva wacky collector, throw that into the bin, come back, then get a bit of what do you call it? Foam dust that I'll go nick from Euroglass, get all the foam dust. Then wipe all that shit off your clothes. I think you could be my new best mate if that thing turns up at my house.
Yeah, it's going to be on the. I'm going to have to sort you on out. It's on its way. We'll get it down to you because you're going to have 29 extra minutes per board. You know, your life's going to change.
I'm going to take one of those extra minutes and do a quick shout out, which I hadn't before, but I really wanted to test it out. Remember I told you I got a Need Essentials?
Yes, yeah.
543 it was. Sick. I mean, not the most flexy wetsuit I ever had. But I had a bit of a discussion yesterday with the British team, with Joel, the manager, and Tori, which is Victoria, who's Aussie living there in Cornwall. And I'll sacrifice flexibility for warmth in winter myself. Because you know, I'm not looking for the judges to give me an extra. Anyway, sick wetsuit, all black. When I put it on, I feel core. I feel like, you know, like Ninja. I feel even a little bit musclier. Right? When you put your wetsuit on, you kind of all of a sudden feel very sporty.
Yeah,
that's how I felt. Love it. Let's see how it goes next winter as well. But it got me through the end part of winter. And voila, qua.
And the other thing about that is the guy who there's a few of them, but the guy who kind of helps run Need for Europe, he's a top bloke as well. He's just a proper nice guy. So
James, wasn't it?
James, exactly. Great wetsuit. I'm yet to try mine. If you fancy sending me one, wait until September, October, and then
And Core, man, it's black. Who they sponsor? Darren Martin, Laurie Towner. You can't get poorer than that.
nah,
Got to
exactly.
find someone that core in Europe, but I don't think there is. Come on, hey,
No.
hey.
Talking about core and talking about people, just quickly while we're doing shout outs before we get onto the fun stuff as well. Got to give a huge shout out to Patrick, who you met last week, Pat Langdon Dark. He has just literally today won the Welsh Nationals.
Oh, sick! Good on you, Patrick.
Yeah, boy.
How do we say that with the Welsh accent? Patrick.
Patrick has won it. He has, and he's done really well there, Patrick.
I had to double check that. I asked him if he's French first couple of days. When I can't understand someone, I think, what don't? I can understand French. I don't know what I said that. Maybe I asked him if he was Portuguese. Congratulations, Pat.
Well done, boy. Well done. But
how's the weather up there? Warming up?
Yeah, it's warming up. Yeah. I surfed. So I surfed today and surfed twice yesterday. I went away this is actually a bit of an early don't, but I went away and famously, I've actually counted the other day. I've got 11 wetsuits, which is horrendously bad. But went away for a 3-day weekend and took one wetsuit with me, which was genius.
Was it silly?
Surfed yesterday twice, surfed today this morning before driving back. For free. I was in Finn Vans boots just because I like boots, no gloves, and it was all good. So it's warming up.
I'm trying to check what my water temperature is there, and I'm not seeing it, but I know it's warm. I'm telling you, I'm
hot down with you, right?
I'm in a 4.3, no booties in my 4.3s, bottom of the range, Quicksilver. That's a everyday sessions.
Yeah.
Not a marathon sessions, right? Sick wetty, this 4.3. Like I wouldn't be able to pack it in the middle of the winter, but they're not made for that.
No.
I think. Super loose. Fit good. Sorry to just go, but it's that time of year where you're changing wetties and like you're getting. I'm frothing to get into a 3.2 because, like myself,
yeah,
a 3.2 is like kind of being naked. It's my favorite wetty.
By far.
It's actually my favorite. Believe it or not, I think it's my favorite body feeling. Because I love surfing in boardies, and it's all right if it's 1-2 foot, but like Hawaii and stuff, or I'm thinking other places as well. Like Tipsy used to say to me, you just kind of feel like you're all snug and wrapped up, your joints, your knees, and things like that.
I agree.
You're not getting rashes, as long as it's not like super frosty mornings.
Yeah,
a 3.2 on a warm day is like snug as a bug in a rug.
Do you also feel like when a little bit, you probably don't, but I have it that when you put a wetsuit on, it almost feels like you're putting on your uniform or like, your
yes.
Yeah.
You're surfing, you're like your biker's leather jacket.
Like when I surfed in boardies last summer, it kind of felt like it always felt like I'd forgotten something because you're just
yeah, that's for us. But I was lucky to be able to do 6 weeks in a row with that, and that actually is pretty. It's like boardies and nothing on. It's just like quick. I was trying to say, well, Mick, if you're listening, I was saying to us like and Dibble, I was like, boys, it's just so quick there, like shook, and even when you come in, you're done.
Yeah.
But here, like you too, you got to get home, you got to rinse. Otherwise, your wetties go to hack, and you got to buy new ones. But anyway, we won't keep talking about wetties. Let's talk about Margies.
Yeah, moving on to Margies.
Margaret River, that is, for people that don't know Margaret.
Pretty sick event for me all round. My fantasy team killed it. I actually early doors put some money on 2 winners, which was Medina and Carissa. So out of 20 quid, I actually won £310 back.
Oh,
Um,
sick.
yeah. And also, well, and the bad thing for me is I picked Kanoa for my survival and he fucked it. So I'm out of
Let's
survival.
ask them if they want to sponsor us. What's the name of that betting mob you
Oh,
keep telling me?
Paddy
What?
Power. They're huge.
I'm going on there now. They're not going to sponsor us. I'll give them a call.
Yeah, give them a call. Just threaten them. Start sending them letters or something. But what did you think of the event in heart as a whole? Anyway, Daz.
I found it a little bit disheartening. I mean, it was good because they got some waves after they got some offshore after a whole bunch of crap. Uh, but I don't know. It's just like I think we mentioned it to each other the 5 day wait in between, which I know they have to do, and I'd rather do that than finish it in shitty conditions. But then it was a bit wonky at the end. It could be a bit of a personal point from me because I'm in this fantasy crew and I've won every event. I've had the winner in every event, every winner, but I haven't boosted them. I haven't had a boost winner yet. I had John semis. All right. I had Baron me. I told you he made the quarters.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I'm just not getting the big cookies.
No.
If you listen to me, I think it was our last Webby cut or the one before. Potty, Webby, same thing. I said Medina, didn't I? I told you he's going to
Yeah.
come on.
You did say Medina.
It was
You
too
also
hard. It's too hard to keep a fucking like bionic man down, I think.
definitely, and he looked good. You also did say Baron as well, which was
Yep.
a good call. I can't remember who my dark horse was, but um, obviously I kind of picked John. But
Yeah, who didn't? Who didn't? And honestly, if it wasn't for the surf, it would have been a John. Would have been great to see John Gabby in the final
yeah,
with offshore that size but clean,
mm,
wouldn't it? Where it's not the Gabby made manifested. That sounds good as an adjective.
yeah,
Manifested the win, didn't he?
yeah. I think so. And he went ballistic in the final. I think, and doing like I watched some of it, and he kind of made it look a little bit too easy, but in a
Yeah.
way that it still got the score because the sections he was landing, some of those end section kind of maneuvers on, is no joke. Like that's
I'm
shallow.
telling you that the sequence of the event for me was that wave where he mistimed or he hit it too hard, which he could have been nearly penalised on, but it was his third hit.
Yeah,
He mistimed it. He kind of went off the back, but then he pushed himself back down the face and then did this kind of late foam climb on that end section. You know
yeah,
the one I'm talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah,
And then he comes out of that smooth,
yeah,
like with momentum, which is exactly, you could see, like he got up to it and it was a split second, which only Bionic Man or John or Kelly in his prime, like it's just not something that most people can do.
No, he was early in the event. I thought Yagodora looked really, really good
Didn't he? He looked good too. He's in my
along
team
with,
too.
along with Medina, but it was one of those events where, as good as John looked and as good as Ethan looked, I kind of actually thought like I say, early doors, I thought Medina looked really, really good, and then I stuck a bet on him, put a tenner on it. Medina was paying
It won't let me
nine
go
to
on.
one,
It won't
but
let me go on. Your Paddy Power thing. Maybe it's only a UK thing.
yeah, he was paying 9 to 1. So I put a double on. So I picked him to win at 9 to 1, and Carissa Moore was 8 to 1. And
Oh,
if you paired them
yeah,
together
that's a new surfboard. No, it's not, but it's half a new board.
halfway, yeah,
300 quid's not a bad way to finish off the weekend.
made me feel it was good.
It's 500 Aussie bucks and maybe 380, 400 euro. What's the
Yeah.
exchange rate?
How many pies? It's 300 quid. 300 quid must
Oh,
be like,
it's fucking 50,
yeah,
40,
with your
42.
rates.
Huh? Yeah, they're going up. They went up.
I wanted to ask you about this.
You don't want me to work for free, do you, Matt?
No.
Good.
Stefan does. One thing, you mentioned his name, and we've got to talk about him before we move on. The GOAT.
We're not ready to move on yet. I'm telling you, we're just talking. Like, I'm just saying, my main points of this event were Medina winning in that wave where I thought he was bionic man.
Yep.
John losing just because the bad wave selection. Griff got overscored, even though he's beat John and got the better two waves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't outsurf him, but looked good. And Kelly, who actually won a heat, which was really good, didn't make the cut, and as we all know, made the cut anyway. But it was just, I just don't know. I think we've known for 10 years that if he's off tour, he's going to get wild cards anyway. But now I think he's lost that public, what do you call it? Public scrutiny. What do you call that when the public's on your side? Come up with this phrase. Yeah.
The support.
Like like when the Prime Minister gets in any country, wins the election, wow. And then a third into his term, everyone's against him. Well, I just feel like Kelly's.
I actually agree. I'll make 2 points towards supporting that as well. As one, I personally kind of feel like it because he doesn't. It comes across that he's not really grateful and like almost like he'd rather be somewhere else. And I'm like, well, if you would rather be somewhere else, go, because Ramsey would do anything for that spot. And secondly, for me, is like you say about the public support, is when you look at it, I looked at like the Stab comments on the Stab Premium thing, and I looked at the WSL like Instagram post quickly, and people are calling out why Ramsey's not getting a wild card a lot more than supporting Kelly getting it.
But it's funny because, well, it's not funny. I'll tell you, and I met Ramsey when he was just a young kid. But come on, Liam O'Brien didn't get a wild card.
No, either. I agree, yeah.
He got back on the tour, and Kelly's not even like a legend. He's a myth. Like, he can, and I support the fact him getting the wild card.
Me too.
It's just now that it's happened that it's just a bit. It is a bit weird because he keeps saying why he couldn't win, and I got the feeling that he probably could win a few heats, but yeah, something.
Again, I completely agree with your point about Ramsey. It's like ultimately Miguel Pupo deserves the wild card over Ramsey 100
well,
million.
Miguel got there. He's been on tour 11 times. Ramsey's 31. He only just got there. So, like, if he had got there 10 years ago and then something happened, you'd say, okay, he should be on there.
Definitely.
But he didn't get there from luck. He's a great surfer. He got there. But he got injured like fucking like billions of sportsmen around the world. They get selected for a team. They do their knee in the first match. You're out.
Definitely. And you actually think about it in a funny way. Like there's situations where sports, like there's clubs pay £100 million for a footballer. He gets injured.
Yeah,
he's out. There's £100 million. Like,
and then halfway through the season, by the time he's better, he might accept a transfer to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because of internal politics, because they got pissed off because he didn't play after they paid $100 million for him. Hey, hopefully, Ramsey might get a couple of surfs next year anyway.
I reckon he might get the same thing that Carlos Munoz has had this year, which is like
so do I
kind of thing. But also go and requalify. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if he's ready for snapper.
That's the thing, is because, like you say, at the same
Liam
point,
did. Liam wasn't ready when snapper started, was it?
No, and who else? Leo went. I know he wasn't injured, but he fell off tour, went and requalified.
Couple of times.
He didn't.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah. So
three times.
But what about your standouts for the women's?
Okay, well, I'm not finished with the men.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Matt. My standout for the men, undercover standout, was Liam O'Brien.
Yes.
I dead set reckon he's an event winner. A J-Bay or what's the other one? El Salvador.
Yeah.
That heat when he took out Kelly, I slowed down a few times, some of his turns and some of his waves, how he connected to finish. And that was as good. It was as good as anyone. It was I thought it was better than Griff.
I completely agree. I think with Liam, hopefully, is he can just like he's made the cut and he can just relax a little bit and actually start to believe in himself as well. You know, like he is that good and he should believe in himself.
And then I saw him, must have been at the box with a helmet on. Fucking get her absolute cracker. Like, 10 foot.
Yeah.
And looking good in it because we know, we've seen him. He charges.
Loves it.
Yeah. So that's, he could be, you never know, but he could be like the next J.O. Shianka coming in. Someone that come in who's good, and then I go, oh.
Yeah.
Is that good? Is he?
I feel like that's the thing with Zhao is he just believes that he's that good.
Well, he's there now, so I hope Ethan gets there. And while we're on this event, other things to notice. I thought Ethan was overscored in a few of his heats, and I think he made it to the quarters. Very lucky to make it to the quarters. I thought it was a bit of a down time. I think he's got to do something. He doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't seem to have that jackrabbit up his ass that I think you need if you want to be in that top 5. Because you see who's 6 and 7 now, don't you? Medina, John.
Yeah.
So you got to think
coming
it's
into
not sure, but them two, like you wouldn't bet against them two going into the top 5, would you?
Well, no. I mean, Medina won the wave pool like 3 out of 4 times. He's the best there, going both ways. It'd be interesting to see John there because I think
Jack's still in the top 5, and I saw him. I love those weird Instagram posts where we see him doing rehab in a pool. Like I don't care if he's doing his rehab in the pool or whatever. He's injured, get fixed, come back. You don't need to see him walking in a pool. That's just a personal opinion. But he said he hopes he's surfing in a couple of weeks, which means you guys could be right. He hasn't surfed since Bells, huh?
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks only means a couple of weeks before the pool. It's not a long time, is it?
Exactly. And is it safe to go straight into like that aggressive surfing?
The most high performance surfing that you have to do of the year, correct?
100%.
Because it's only performance. It's not about wave choice.
Yeah.
It's not about man on the ocean. You've got to set canvas and you've got to do the nice strokes.
And is it worth it?
Well, we'll see. If he thinks if it wasn't that good, but like it's so funny how and can happen in all walks of life.
So I wanted to ask,
in a working environment, if someone's sick and someone new comes in and the new person's good, where they Matt's gone, Darren's gone, the new guy's really good. Same thing. Jack's out one event. John and Gabriel shine. Forgotten.
Yeah.
Not forgotten, but no longer favourite, is he?
Background.
Yeah. Anything else interesting from that event? I thought Jacko Baker it's a pity he got cut.
Yeah.
Because he actually has got that power, fantastic style.
Yeah.
And seems to tag.
I think Jackson's a World Tour surfer. I think he just got robbed at Bells and then but I reckon he'll come back. I reckon he'll qualify through the challenges.
You think he got robbed at Bells against Felipe?
100%, yeah.
Really? Yeah, because Felipe had a sookie.
Yeah, like to me, he wins that heat like by a point difference.
There you go. Well, I saw something. I don't know what video it was, but I saw something where Felipe was surfing the other day. And he was faster than everyone else. I'm still a Felipe fan. He's just so fast and powerful.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't think he can be beaten.
No.
I had another chat.
Go on, Troy.
I had another chat with these dudes yesterday, French dudes, were talking. They're like their full top five and everything supporters. They're already putting their top five out, and I was like, what do we think Ethan's turns can look like on that perfect canvas of the pool?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's real fast running wave,
yeah, yeah,
perfect wave. He's got what everyone's considering the perfect technique. The judges love it. Every single surfer, bar my mate Derek, loves it.
yeah. So what did they
So
say?
yeah, they don't know if he's got the mentality to be able to win in the pool. And
Mm,
I showed him a few backside waves because he's got this incredible backside wave in North Stradbroke Island called Main Beach. His backhand's really good. It really good up at the 3 foot, right?
yeah.
So really, he could win that event.
Well, I remember last year at I know it's not the same, but at G-Land, I was wondering how he'd go backhand, and like he really, really impressed me on that way. I would agree with these people you spoke to about whether he's got the mentality of like, if he gets an average score first run, second run, is he gonna try something different, or is he just gonna literally like kind of just do the same thing at the same spot and just I don't know.
Or
I feel
fall
like
off.
I feel like with that
And
event,
that doesn't fall off much, does he?
no, but with that event, I feel like you got to pull something out of the bag.
I've told you this before. I don't like watching the whole event, but I do think it's an incredible event because it's
I
the
do.
best surfer and the pressure.
Yeah,
Owen Wright, for example, top five at the pool because
yeah,
it's incredible. There wasn't missing out on the waves thing.
I agree. I think I really like it. It's the closest thing. Like I really like it in terms of it's similar to skateboarding where they have their run, and they have it dialed down. They have it like what you're getting, and it is pure performance mentally and physically. Other than that, it's just like and the only thing for me is I just hope they get some technical judges in because I've said it on the poddy before, but there was a few years back, Julian Wilson done some crazy surfing and he done airs and he got underscored for it because the judges, in my opinion, weren't picking up on the fact that he was putting his hand in certain places when he was grabbing his board and stuff. So I'd like him.
You reckon? You reckon you understand those technicalities better than them? These dudes that have been doing judging their whole life and made it to the world tour. You're
Well,
not alone. I'm asking you a question.
I honestly I don't know. I had the conversation with I was watching the event with people who have a high level of surfing, and they were saying to me, look, that is so difficult to do that grab. And then the things were echoed online by I think it was Noah Dean piped up and was like,
Well,
this
there you
area
go.
is so technical.
You got good backup.
Um, but I just in again back to skateboarding and stuff. Sometimes, and other sports do it as well. They have a judge for technique, a judge for airs, a judge for speed, kind of thing.
Oh, do they?
In certain events, I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, they do. Yeah.
Which judge would you consider yourself?
I would judge. I would judge board choice.
I'd pick wine for the dinner after the comp.
That would be a good pick for you.
Hey, we nearly skipped over. We didn't. You wanted to, and I showed a bit of toxic masculinity and misogyny. The ladies, Macy and Isabella went down like the proverbial bag of
Yeah.
excrements.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
rewatched both the heats because I read Stephen Shearer, long time, who does a review for Swellnet and used to do it for Beach Crit, and he said how they just crumbled. And I thought, oh, did they really? They just crumbled, man. There's pressure.
I
Like
didn't see.
off the bottom, fall, skip off the top, skip out.
I didn't see Macy, but I watched Isabella's heat, and I remember just thinking, watching her paddle for some
She
waves,
won
like
last year.
she made some mistakes. Hey, talking about that though, talking about not making mistakes. Someone who I thought was incredibly unlucky was Sophie McCulloch.
Oh yeah, again, and I would have given her the wild card, but what can you do? I think she's nah, she maybe not because Joanne Defay we didn't get to see like Joanne Defay can make a final if they ever had the event at Cloudbreak. Joanne Defay can get barreled if they have it at Chopu,
Mm-hmm.
but she looks off the pace.
That weirdly, like we was talking about Jack, it doesn't look like she's ready.
Yes,
It doesn't look
no,
like she's 100% confident with her body.
no,
Um, but she's got quite a big break now until the pool. So, well,
and Carissa won, but her surfing didn't excite me.
no, that was I think that was basically the Carissa won by making the least mistakes.
And I thought Lakey Peterson was like put in the but for me, I watched a couple of I thought she got a little bit unscored against Steph when they were both ripping.
Yeah,
But I just thought her style and power just matched it incredibly. I thought she's so fucking incredible. Like there's someone who's doesn't like that wave and has really stepped up. Where
yeah,
Carissa's just so consistent.
yeah. Like at least mistakes. She just doesn't make mistakes like as much. Well,
I
she
think she's.
does.
I just think I've said this before as well. I just think she's such an incredible role model
Yeah,
for women surfing girls. Nice person, sportsman, does all that, and when she does an interview, it's really easy to listen to and everything. And then you get Tyler Wright, who's an incredible sportsman and everything. And every time she does an interview, I kind of want to turn the volume down.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, and then like I think she did a podcast because they put it on the
I
front
heard
page.
it. Yeah,
I didn't watch it because I just had to. Man, it's and like like she's. I understand this fact, right? That I think she feels hard done by her father for pushing her into sport and everything. And she was a child star and everything, but she could have stopped all that, man, years ago and said, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to wait tables. There'll be
yeah,
no pressure on me. But she's millionaire, multi-millionaire, still doing a sport. And I don't think Chris's dad was a pusher too, huh?
yeah,
Was like a soccer dad. There's not many of them there that get there anymore without full parental support. Because how else do you make a tour apart from traveling around the world from when you're 12?
yeah.
Doesn't seem many of them can.
I agree. I mean, if you look at like
And tennis and football. Football, they leave their fucking house at
yeah,
11, don't they?
and if you
Send them
look,
off to a football college.
the other thing for me is like Felipe, his dad, no doubt, like pushed him
Heavy.
into it and stuff, and he thanks him for it every time. He doesn't because he knows what it's given him. He knows the life that it's given him and his family and stuff. And like I don't know, Tyler, it's a bit of a weird one because
Chip on her shoulder, mate. She's got the chip on her shoulder, like always
mm,
complaining about the only gay on tour and stuff. And like we've moved on, most of us in Western world. Like I
yeah,
don't care if she's gay or not. Unreal.
yeah,
And I'm sure there's others, even on the tours and stuff like that. But it's not about that. It's just about like, just talk about whether you won the heat or not.
I agree.
Uh,
Like the funny thing with that is I've actually noted this down. I completely agree that because of her sexuality and she brings this on herself as well as I think the WSL milk it like mad.
yeah,
But
that's stupid too.
there's no conversation about the fact that Tyler Wright is the world number one right now.
Yeah,
Like,
Schroppen.
which is but like so when Molly gets the yellow jersey, that's all they talk to her about. Carissa, oh, you're back in the yellow jersey. Tyler, like talk about your sexuality or talk about your
Code
partner.
of silence. She was ripping
Yeah,
though. Huh? She was
yeah,
ripping. I'll stop.
yeah.
But I'm not bagging. I'm just saying. I think you know what I think. I think she hasn't found the right therapist.
I
Full
think
stop. Because I know
mm,
some therapists and stuff like that, and like if you've got a good therapist, you can get through these things, huh? And you're not gonna.
yeah, I
I've
do. I also think that the WSL ask her to play up to it.
Oh, of
or
course they do.
because
He's just. Hey, let's go. Let's go.
trend.
Let's go one more. He's just a fuckstick. This
Eric
Eric.
Logan
Oh,
and
every.
Jesse Miley Dollar as well.
Oh, maybe her less. I don't know if he's just dragged her along, but every time I hear one of his quotes about, like, I read one the other day where he's an energy guy. So when he walks into the room, he feels energies and like, oh God, mate, it's your energies.
He's a like I
Make
listen,
Bucks president again. And so other people, this is the other funny comment. Well, let's make Kelly the
yeah.
boss. Are they kidding? Do they don't actually even know what they're saying? He just wouldn't turn up. You know what I mean? There's a meeting at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Where is he? Oh, he didn't turn up.
Yeah,
Oh, he's not even in the country.
yeah. Or he'd call it
That's
on
it.
like he'd call it on the day before. He'd be like, "Yeah, we're on. Everyone's got to be here. I'm
There's a
here."
van in Brazil. But
Yeah,
he didn't come again.
yeah.
He's sick. He's sick.
He's sick, and then he'll post on his Instagram that he's on a golf course somewhere.
And let's make him the director.
Yeah,
Good at
yeah.
surfing. Not going to be a good director.
No,
Huh?
nope.
Full stop. We can agree on that one, can we?
Oh, fully back it. Yeah.
So we don't have. Hey, so okay, are we wiped with Margies?
Well, I was going to ask you just quickly off the cuff. We're halfway through the season. What pick your top five?
Oh, I had that discussion yesterday, so it's going to be easy. Gabriel, John, Felipe, Joash, Yanka, and bite the bullet does it. Griff.
Griff.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
So you're saying no Australians are making the top five? Okay, I've not done this, but I'm gonna go not in an order. John, Gabby, Felipe, Ethan, and Zhao.
No, Medina.
No, yeah,
Oh, you said
Gabby,
Gabby.
yeah, John, Gabby,
Sorry,
Felipe,
sorry.
Ethan. Yeah, I reckon Griff's
So
gonna.
Ethan instead of Griff. Yeah, he could melt.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
I hope so.
I think Ethan will win J Bay. I think Ethan will do very good at El Salvador. I think Zhao Chanka's gonna final at Chopu.
Do you think Zhao can't get knocked out from now? He's leading. Oh, he can. There's still 5 events.
Yeah, it could go anyway.
I forgot to mention it before. You know who got a hell barrel yesterday, what I saw on live? Ethan. Where? Chopu.
Oh,
Hey?
really?
Yeah.
Well, Ethan's there at that massive swell.
Yep. Learning the
Wow.
ropes. Learning the ropes. Good, huh?
Yeah, that's sick.
Okay.
Because I've seen loads
Okay.
of them are in Bali.
Yeah. So you said your 5. My 5's the same. I've said Griff. You've said Ethan.
Ethan.
Top 5 women.
This is a lot harder. Molly, Carissa, Tyler, Katie Simmers, and
And you love.
oh,
And
I
you
don't
love
think
Charles.
I don't think Steph's making it.
She's not. Oh.
I don't know who my fifth person is.
Well, I'll say Steph. I'm saying the same as you, but I'm going to say Steph, Molly, Tyler, Carissa, Katie.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go Caroline Marks.
Let's not waste too much. Oh, I forgot Caroline Marks. Yeah, I'm going to go Caroline instead of Katie. And we're gonna have to
Let's wrap it
keep
here.
on.
We were
Let's
about
wrap
to
it here.
we won't do a do's or don'ts. We'll bring it to you. This is a Margie's wrap. Thanks, Daz.